Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in my last video I discussed about what glass is and what are the different types of glasses and how glass acts as an evidence. So in this video I'll be discussing how glass evidence can be examined. So there are four main methods that are used. First is flotation method or density gradient method. Then comes backline, jigsaw effect and refractive index measurement. So let's have a look at them one by one. First is comparing densities or flotation method. Now this method depends upon the fact that a particle, when it is immersed in a liquid, it will remain suspended in the liquid if the density of the liquid is equal to the density of the solid or the glass particle that we have immersed in it. So what we do in this method is that we take some liquid, which generally here is bromoform and bromobenzene. The density of bromobenzene is 1.59 gram per centimeter cube and that of bromoform is 2.89 gram per centimeter cube. So what we do is here we take a mixture of these bromoform and bromobenzene. Then it can be in any proportion in the starting. Then we add our glass particle. So what we want is we want our glass particle to remain suspended in the liquid. So in order to make it suspended, what we do is we change the proportion of the liquid. The density of the liquid will be changed according to the change in proportion of the liquid. So once the density of the liquid and the density of the glass is same, it will get suspended in it. Now why we want to do this? What we do is we're changing the concentration of the liquid. So we will be knowing the density of the new liquid, the new composed liquid that we are forming. We will be able to know the density of the liquid. Okay, so when the particle will get suspended in it, so automatically we'll be knowing the density of that glass particle as well. So that is why we perform this method, to know the density of the glass evidence that we have found at the crime scene. So this is how we do it. We can take we can take more than two liquids as well. We make the mixture and then we add the object, and the object will get suspended at any place and that will be equal to the density of the object. The density of the liquid when it gets suspended will be equal to the density of the object. So in jigsaw effect, next method is this. This is simple jigsaw puzzles that we have solved when we were kids. We just simply try to fit in the edges of the glass. Like for example, if we have found two pieces of glass at the crime scene, we'll be trying to, fit into if the edges are fitting into each other or not. If they are, then they belong to the same, source, and if not, then they belong to different sources, or not conclusively different sources, but because glass is very fragile, so we can few pieces can fall off here and there, and so this one is not very much reliable, but still if it works, then it gives conclusive result, that these if two glasses are fitting with each other, then that gives a conclusive evidence that these belong to the same source. But if not, then that doesn't mean always that they belong to different sources. So refractive index measurement. Refractive index basically is what happens is when light travels from one medium to another medium, the speed changes relative to the density of the medium. According to the density of the medium, the speed of the light will change, and this will lead to the bending of the light. So here you can see light should have gone straight like this, but it bent. Light bent. So this is known as the refractive index or refraction. Here you can see, again we can see the bending of light in all these two pictures. Now determining and comparing the refractive index. So basically what we do here is we submerge our glass particle into a liquid. So we place a glass fragment into different liquids and we know the refractive index of those liquids. So what happens is, if we put the glass in that particular liquid and if the glass fragment it disappears, then that means that the refractive index of the glass is equal to the refractive index of the medium or the liquid that we have immersed it in. Now there can be three possibilities: either it will disappear, or the other fact, if the refractive index of the liquid medium is different, then we will get to see a whole halo-like effect, which is called a backline. Backline, it appears because the refractive light becomes concentrated around the edges of the fragment. I'll be showing you the picture now. So two types of backlines can be formed. Backline can be formed on the inside of the glass, like here on the inside, or it can be formed on the outside perimeter of the glass. Alright, so if it is formed, if the backline is formed on the outside of the glass, then that means that the refractive index of the medium is more than that of the glass. Alright, so if the backline is located inside the perimeter, then the refractive index of glass is higher than the refractive index of the medium or the liquid that the glass has been immersed in. If it is located on the outside perimeter of the glass, then that means that the refractive index of the medium is more than that of the glass. So this way we can determine whether the glass is having a refractive index more than that of the liquid or not, because we know the refractive index of the liquid. So it gives us an idea. Here you can see the halo effect is seen on the inside. So this means that the refractive index of glass is more. And in this case, the halo light is seen on the outside. So this means that the refractive index of medium is more. This is formed on the outside region. Alright, so this was all about the topics on how the examination of glass evidence can be done. So if you have any query, then please let me know in the comment section and I will be happy to discuss that with you. And if you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends. Thank you.